Welcome sa lahat ng mga nakikinig ng ating very first episode of MP3, a show that discusses the macro perspective of tourism. I will be the facilitator and my name is Gilbert at sabay-sabay nating i-welcome the experts of the industry who will be giving to us some real-life experiences about tourism. Ready ka na ba? Tara! Kinig tayo ng MP3 Macro Perspectives of Tourism. Good afternoon, students. We have a very interesting topic for our first MP3, which is the macro perspective of tourism. And I will be your facilitator, and we have invited an expert in this field. Our expert in this field is the cluster head for learning and development, total quality management, and human resources of the 3 properties in Dusit Davao. And so he will be sharing with us some information, and I hope that during our encounter, you will be able to pick up something. He is a good friend of mine and a very excellent worker and member of the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. Rod Capilitan. Good afternoon, my friend.
Hi, Bert. Thank you very much for your introduction.
Yeah, alam mo yan, kailangan friendly lang ang ating approach, and welcome to the show. This is the first episode of MP3, and I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for gracing this show because it's a first, and its goal is just to encourage our students. Kasi di ba, syempre, ano na bang lagay dyan? Where are you based?
Well, hi, Bert. So I'm currently based here in Davao City. So, Davao is still going through with the COVID cases, but everything is doing fine here.
I hope you are safe. I hope that
I am, yeah.
You're continuously practicing the health protocols because
Yes.
mahirap ang daming variants, ang daming nag-mutate.
Yeah.
Diba? There's Delta, there's Lambda. But let's brush off a little bit. How is tourism in your current property or properties?
Well, we are so fortunate here in Davao. When let me just step back a little bit. Last year when the lockdown happened, so the property was still open. We did not close our property. We were still catering to a lot of the BPOs actually. And then September of last year, we actually reopened our properties to our guests. And at the pandemic time, we were just running an average of 10% occupancy. But I guess that the people here would want to travel, would want to stay in a hotel. So the moment we reopened, we actually shoot up our occupancy to 40% on average. But our Dusit Lubi Island was actually averaging from 100%, actually 80 to 100%, except last month when we went back to MECQ status.
Yeah, 80 to 100%. That's huge for an occupancy, right? But I am happy
during the pandemic.
80 to 100%. That's already something, and I hope you're doing well. I hope the property is doing well.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about your experience in the tourism industry. I'm sure our listeners here are very interested to know about your journey in the tourism industry. Can you walk us through? Can you brief us? What is the experience?
Well, I really started my tourism hospitality industry way back 2014, Bert. I mean, all throughout my
Wala
life
pa ako sa industry niyan.
Wala ka pa. So I was actually, my first hotel that I worked for was Soleil Resort and Casino. I was a senior manager for talent acquisition and HR business partner. I really enjoyed working in the hospitality industry and until now. So I actually booked a one-way ticket to the hotel industry and I never looked back. I really love working in the hospitality industry. And currently, I'm now here in Davao, which is my hometown. I'm working for Dusit Davao and Dusit Plantation Resort. So, well, that's basically my experience in the hospitality industry for running 7 years now.
Wow. Solid 7 years, if I may say, because these are good brands or the biggest brands that you have worked for. One here in Parañaque City, if I'm not mistaken, and the other one is in Davao. I resonate on what you said, that when you booked the ticket, you never looked back. What made you never look back, Mr. Rod?
Well, I can say that working in the tourism industry, it gives you a room to grow. I mean, the tourism industry allows you to develop yourself professionally and as a person. Not only do you actually improve on the professional skills which you already possess, or I already possess at the time, but with the time and commitment, you learn others due to the variety of colleagues, clients, and situations that will put you to the test. It's just really an awesome to work in this industry. It's fun, actually, and you know that you are yourself is also working in the hospitality industry. It's really fun. As it enjoyable. I mean, all the dynamics are there, all the shifting with different responsibilities and the feeling you have when you start training and in a managing position. Especially during the pandemic, we were assigned to various roles. I mean, it helped me learn. It helped me learn and grow as a person. And I am so fortunate as well to be in this industry. It's really, I can say it's more satisfactory at the end of the day. It does not stop with, I can say, customer facing part of the hotel. I can say I have the opportunity to meet and socialize with people representing a wide range of nationalities.
I love when you said that it doesn't stop with customer engagement, because when people say that it's hotel or tourism management or tourism industry, it's plainly about guest relations, customer service. But they are the frontliners, if I can use that term. But behind them are different units and different departments that you should have synergy and dynamism when you work, right? And that's what makes it exciting. I also love what you said there. You encounter and you deal with various people, right? Because in our industry, we have domestic guests or kapwa natin Pilipino, but there are just some other guests from all over the world, and they love the Philippines. They just want to try and understand why Palawan is the best island, why Filipinos are hospitable, and what makes tourism here in the Philippines exciting. Right? Gusto ko yun. I will nail it down. I booked the ticket. Paano mo yung sinabi?
I booked a ticket to the hotel industry and never looked back.
Oh yes, I will definitely never look back. Now, Rod, there are just some very beautiful insights that we are sharing, but let's go a little bit deeper in terms of tourism. Because our students would often say tourism is usually close to words such as seat sale, piso fare, right? E-commerce. These are the usual buzzwords that is connected with tourism here in the Philippines. But for you, Mr. Rod, how would you define tourism?
Well, their definition of tourism is correct, actually, Bert. But just to enhance further the definition of tourism, I can say that tourism really comprises the activities of person traveling to and staying in places outside their usual environment for not more than for one consecutive year for leisure, business, and other purposes.
Yeah. Emphasis on not more than 1 year, kasi I think the UNWTO places an emphasis there because baka maging residency na yan of some sort, diba?
That's correct.
and you get to see places that is not your place of residence. So parang you're really traveling, or you are in a foreign land or foreign destination for that matter.
Correct.
Now, let's go to the purpose of traveling. What are the common things that you feel are the purposes of traveling?
Yeah, could be a lot of reasons. And one thing I can really think of would be, normally if I travel, it's usually I visit my friends or my relatives abroad. What we usually do at Dusit pre-pandemic, Bert, we attend to conventions, seminars, and meetings. We travel to Bangkok most of the time. If it's really for business purposes. So me would be outdoor recreation. I would want to go fishing, simple as boating or camping, and really I want to do sightseeing. I want to immerse myself to the new place, experience the culture, the food. So it's really for entertainment, attend sports activities, and normally it would be for personal reasons. Could be to travel with a family. Could be for medical reasons, or attending funeral or wedding.
You've mentioned about outdoor recreation. This is something that is quite unique for an island property or for Davao. Can you tell us more about the destinations or what we can do in Davao?
Well, if you want to bask yourself under the heat of the sun, and if you want to leave the noise of the city, then I would recommend to you Samal Island. Samal Island is the best place for you. But however, if you want to commune with nature, then I would highly recommend Eden Nature Park, because it's serenity and tropical forest climate that will certainly remove your anxiety and stress and noise from the busy city.
I think the last time I was in Samal Island was around 2015 and 2016. I'll never forget the crystal clear beaches.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? I mean, there are plenty of beaches in the Philippines, but I think I'll never forget that because it's the first time I brought my parents outside of Manila, or of Metro Manila. That's why.
Nice.
Wala pang Dusit Davao nun, sayang.
Sayang, oh.
But we were boating, we were just enjoying the beauty of Samal Island, because when you travel kasi within the Philippines, it's not that expensive comparing to other destinations. For example, Japan or USA, where you really have to shell out a lot of money.
Yeah, yes, that's true. Yeah.
But for us, we just understand that tourist destination could be a place. But for you, Mr. Rod, what is somehow a politically correct term of tourist destination?
Well, I can say tourist destination, it could be a geographical unit, where the tourist visits and stays, Bert. So it can be, or it may be a village, it could be a town, a city, a district, or it could be a region as well, an island or a country. As long as you consider these three basic factors when you travel, what are the attractions in the place, or the amenities, or what are the accessibility of the place as well. So those are the things that you have to consider as well.
Okay, so three factors when considering a tourist destination. So of course, it's the attraction. You travel simply because you wanted to see something that you are not seeing. In your current place of residence, and there are amenities, of course, that you wanted to enjoy, and at the same time, of course, is the access to that place.
That's correct.
A personal question, Mr. Rod. It may not be here in the Philippines or probably international. What is your favorite tourist destination and why?
Not here in the Philippines, but it would be Japan. I love Japan.
Yes, definitely Japan for me.
It's really the culture. It's really the place. It's so clean, and the food, it's so good. So I mean, I would love to go back several times to Japan. Again, if this pandemic will be over soon, I'll definitely book a trip to Japan.
Yeah, I think that falls on the first letter A, which is attraction, right? there are several attractions in Japan, namely their
That's
culture, the
Yeah,
temples. I don't know, you're just at peace when you enter temples in Japan, right?
yeah. It's so relaxing. It's so peaceful.
Yeah,
It's so
and even
serene, no?
I love how they manicured or how they set up the gardens. I think they placed so much emphasis on that.
Emphasis.
In
Yeah.
yeah, and of course the food,
The
right?
food, no? Sobrang sarap.
What's your favorite Japanese food?
Yeah, ramen, of course.
Oh,
I mean the ramen. It's
yeah.
it's really it's authentic.
Yes, yes. Not something that you just cook, no? I think they place so much discipline in everything that they do, especially for food.
And did you notice as well when every time they prepare a bowl of ramen, it's really an art. No,
Yes, I was about to say
it's
it's
an
art.
art. It's an art.
Mhm.
Galing,
Yeah.
ganda. And it's
And
really amusing to watch them preparing the your bowl of ramen.
mhm. Yeah, and grabe, no? Food, the people, the culture. So many things that you can actually go back to Japan. Ako, I would share, sorry ha, I will copy you. Gagayahin talaga kita. Japan din ang babalikan ko. Specifically, Osaka. Kasi sabi ko,
The
uh,
food.
the food talaga. And you can just stay in a park. You can just walk in a park. And then you just forget.
Exactly.
You forget that you're an adult and you have to pay bills, no?
That's true. I mean, I love Osaka, and for me, I would really love to go back to Kyoto kasi
Mm.
sobrang it's a mix of modern and the old Japan. They
Yeah.
were able to
Preserve.
preserve
That's
the
true. That's true.
temples. Super
Mhm.
nice.
Naku. So, to our listeners, baka naman talagang we are not biased. We really love Japan. Kasi,
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just the food, everything in
everything.
it.
No?
It's just spectacular.
And the people are so polite, Bert. I mean, let me just share an experience with you. So I was looking for a restroom because the public restroom is not that common
Mhm.
in Japan. So I had to ask one of the ladies there at the counter. And you know
Mhm.
what? She just dropped everything and she assisted me. It was a 2-minute walk
Wow.
from her place, and she
Mhm.
guided me and she assisted me to the nearest restroom. I mean,
Mhm.
that's how polite they are.
They're taking hospitality at the next level, no? 2
Exactly.
minutes out your
That's
counter,
quite a long
medyo,
walk. Oh.
mapapagalitan ka na ng supervisor. Where are you?
No,
What did you do?
no.
Right?
But she dropped everything, and she really helped me. And she assisted me on the way to the nearest restroom, and
Mm.
and I just realized that how polite they are.
Mm.
I mean, the customer service is over and above.
Mhm. That's true. That's what makes them unique, no?
Correct,
For a
correct.
culture. Kasi they are
Correct.
very nice. Alam mo, Rod, even the deers at the Nara Park, they are bowing their heads.
Correct,
Right?
correct,
Ganun
correct.
sila talaga ka-polite. Kaya sabi ko, pati ang mga deers talaga nagbabow ng head.
Nagbabow.
So,
Oh.
pero that's true,
And-
ha? So,
And
yeah.
we can actually learn from the Japanese people in terms of hospitality, and we can actually learn from and
Yes.
apply in the hotel. I mean,
Yes.
I mean, we are trainers. We are in L&D. We always teach about service standards, and I myself, I can actually learn from the experience that I have learned from the Japanese people.
Yeah.
That's what we can actually really apply.
Yeah, I totally agree with you because ako personally, solo traveler ako Rod.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I would travel just to really be immersed with a culture. Ayun, kasi you learn something from a culture and
That's true.
hopefully when you learn something from the culture, it changes your virtues as a person. Ang lalim ko na ba? I'm so sorry but that's really how I am. Pero that's true, di ba? When you get immersed in a culture, you understand na how they artfully do things, how they're respectful in terms of their dealings. You will be taken aback and parang, ay, oo, pwede ko yung gawin. Pwede ko yung
Mm.
employ sa sarili kong buhay, di ba?
You can apply it to your personal life sa sarili mong buhay at saka sa work eh. For me,
Yes.
I have traveled to several places that in Bert, and with all the experience I had in traveling, some of those I actually applied it in my work setting. It really helped me a lot. I mean, you know that. You are a traveler yourself as well. Parang ang daming matutunan.
Yes.
Tapos pwede mo i-apply mo sa sarili mong buhay at saka sa work eh. Like for example, every time you travel, parang their marketing strategies, nakikita mo yung how they market their products there. Diba in Bangkok then parang they are really good in terms of marketing. Ang galing, ganda eh, no? So we can actually apply that here.
Simple pero pero rock. Talaga. Okay. Rod, we have mentioned 3 important elements, right? You've mentioned when we talked about tourist destinations, most of the examples you are giving fall on attractions. Kasi di naman ganun karami ang USA sa atin dito sa Pilipinas. If you have ramen, it's not really that authentic of an experience. Not like when you are in Japan. Na I remember, I forgot the name of the ramen shop, but you made divider siya, Rod. I know. I forgot the name as well. Ichiran. Yeah, Ichiran. So they have these dividers, and then they have this window wherein they will serve you first the ramen, and then if you ordered, for example, eggs or drinks, they will artfully serve you, diba? Kaya, alam mo, Rod, sorry ha, naiyak ako nung first ramen experience ko talaga kasi it was so good and the experience is really something that I will never forget. This is the legit ramen experience, no? Yeah. Siguro naman mag-agree tayo, no? If you are working for a tourism industry or hospitality industry, it's really important that you try tourism as well. You try to become a tourist as well. Yes. Diba? Para mas malawak ang iyong perspective and understanding. Ganito pala yung isang tourist, ganito pala ang isang customer. Yeah. Right? Agree. Rod, I'll ask you some questions. You have provided examples for attractions, but when we say amenities or accessibility, ano ba yung mga magandang example niya? In terms of Japan, Japan being your favorite tourist destination.
When it comes to accessibility, their transportation, Bert. I mean, it's so easy to move from one place to another. The trains are kind of confusing at first. Pero pag nalaman mo na pag-aralan mo na yung mga train lines, it's just so easy to move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they have so much respect in time.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? Hindi uso, sorry, I will use this term, Filipino time, na parang 15 minutes, ganyan, sasanay tayo na may mga delays. Doon talaga, wala. Right? Mm-hmm. But when it comes to amenities kaya, what's a good example, Mr. Rod?
Well, it's all about the vending machine, no? As you walk the street of Japan, parang you never go thirsty, go hungry.
Yes. Alam mo ako, what I did, just sharing a personal experience.
Yeah.
Japan has the best convenience stores in the whole world. The whole world. Sa kanila yung galing, di ba? Lawson.
Good food, no?
Family Mart. Mini-stop, sa kanila din ba yan?
Family Mart,
yan.
Tsaka Lawson, yeah.
I'll never forget when I traveled to Osaka, Japan. I tried all the instant coffee ng mga convenience stores. So for example, 7-Eleven for this day, Family Mart for this day, and yung convenience store nila, yung instant coffee nila, level sa mga luxury coffee shops here in the Philippines.
Exactly. Yes.
Right? So I think in terms of amenities, they are placing much weight in terms of quality.
Correct.
No? Of what they give. Yeah. So
it's really the food there. Yeah, and you are correct when it comes to quality. Sobrang quality ng food. I actually, before I go home from my day, I mean to the trip that I have done for the day, I always usually pass by Family Mart, 7-Eleven,
O, diba?
or Lawson. Na parang, I'm a budget traveler, Bert. I don't
Yes.
travel na sobrang expensive na I eat to the expensive restaurants. No, I'm not like that. I'm a budget traveler, and I used to stop and pass by with these convenience stores because I mean the food is really good. And saka, not super cheap, but it's actually worth the price. I can say. It's
Totoo
worth
yan.
the price, no? Na
Alam
parang
mo,
that's
kaya-
my breakfast food. Pagkagising
Yes.
ko, yung pagkain galing sa convenience store na bili ko sa Japan would be my breakfast.
Yeah. Alam mo talagang magka-wavelength tayo kasi I'm also a budget traveler kasi syempre, of course, ano na lang to luxury ng konti ang traveling, di ba?
Correct.
Pero
correct.
I would agree with you. You know, I would spend breakfast and lunch. Minsan nga pinagsasama ko na yun sa Japan eh. And I would just buy in a convenience store. Bakit? Kasi yung level ng food, yung sarap ng pagkain, tatapat sa fast food or even for a fine dining restaurant. Ganun siya kasarap. And then I would just spend a lot ng dinner. For example, 500 pesos ng konti for a ramen, or sashimi, di ba? Or beef, ganyan.
Oh my
We
God,
miss traveling. I miss Japan. I miss Japan too. Di ba?
Yeah.
Right after this pandemic, matapos lang natin itong lahat, you will definitely visit there. Grabe, Rod.
Certainly.
Sobrang interested na siguro yung mga listeners natin to travel back or travel to Japan, di ba?
I know.
Now, here is one of my last few questions for you, Rod. Why do you think the tourism industry is very important?
Well, again, the tourism is very important aside from the experiences we had, Bert, no? I mean, it's really for educational significance. A traveler and tourist can learn many things while undertaking a tourist experience. Diba? Sinabi natin kanina, from tasting your authentic local ramen or local dishes to learning about exotic animals, different place na wala sa atin dito. It's really for educational purposes. And I can say that tourism really helped boost the economy exponentially. It creates jobs, because a temporary we as travelers, we are a temporary addition to the consumer population that really occurs when someone travels to a new place. No, just think, when you travel, you are spending money, right? You are paying to stay in a hotel. Then you are eating in a local restaurant, using public transport. Buying souvenirs, diba? Yan pa yan, yung mga souvenir items na pag mga bandang huling araw, ref magnet, huling araw, mga pagkain na mga really good food na iuwi natin dito because papapasalubong natin, no? So it's buying souvenirs. So as a tourist, you are really contributing to the economy every time you book and take a trip. It's really for employment opportunities and economic growth.
Yes, that's true, no? I think yung dalawa kasi that you mentioned, Ron. Number one is yung employment opportunities. It goes hand in hand with the economic growth eh.
Correct.
Kasi yung mga sinabi mong examples kanina, kapag nag-stay ka sa hotel, syempre, iba-iba yan. May mga bellman, may mga concierge, may mga restaurateurs, di ba? Tapos bibili ka ng souvenirs. You also support them, di ba? So it just boosts the economy. Now, here's another personal question. Let's take the lenses of pre-pandemic kasi syempre medyo mahirap ngayon dahil limited, you have to be multitasking. But pre-pandemic, kamusta ba ang Davao? Ano yung mga magagandang things that we can expect or anticipate in Davao?
Davao is, it's like your Manila. However, it's just more laid back. Davao, it's, I can say, again, the pace here is not that fast as compared to Manila. I've worked in Manila for almost 16 years, 17 years, Bert. I mean, the pace is really different. And,
robust talaga, no? Napakabilis.
Oo, iba. Parang kailangan, if your work is at 9 o'clock, gigising ka na ng 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Dito, the only difference naman here if your work is at 9 o'clock, I can still wake up at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and I can still be on time for my work. Davao is, I can say it's still clean, it's still progressive. Pre-pandemic, and again, the economy is booming in the city as well. I have seen a lot of changes here in Davao because I grew up here. Before there were no tall buildings. Now parang it's becoming Manila as well, but in not a faster pace, but more laid back.
So mas nagde-develop siya ngayon, no? Do you think that, as of course, aside from the other industries, tourism made a very significant contribution in the development?
Of course. Because again, Davao is a gateway to the major places here in Mindanao as well. So again, we have to improve our facilities here so that we can actually help improve other places in the region as well.
Okay, nice. Nakakamiss naman ang Davao, nakakamiss ang Mindanao kasi napakaganda talaga ng mga beaches dyan, and I hope
it's Cagayawan right now.
Wow.
Daming durian, daming fruits.
may festival pa ba? Of course, medyo hindi yata permitted ang ano.
No, it's not. No, we are still celebrating. Yesterday was a holiday actually, but all of the activities will happen virtually. So the city government of Davao created some activities to be done online. So they created a lot of activities, games through online. So they actually use TikTok to engage.
Nice.
They actually use TikTok, and I'm so amazed because they use TikTok as a platform to engage the people here in Davao. That's
TikTok
nice.
Generation.
I know. I think that's the new Facebook. I mean it will overtake Instagram.
Oh yes. Kasi talaga nag-promote ako ng TikTok. Kasi you make the content very creative eh. Like correct. Application makes the content very creative na parang mas gusto kong gawin yung contents ko sa TikTok. Alam mo, influencer talaga ako eh, no?
Yes, you are the influencer. We all know that.
Yes. Lahat naman tayo, may kanya-kanyang content tayo. But Mr. Rod, ending on a final note, we have listeners here who will soon, after years when all the pandemic is over, what can you say to our first-year students here who are listening to us?
Enjoy the ride. I mean, this is not an easy time for all of us. But I believe with all the resources right now and with the professor you have right now, Gilbert will certainly give you a lot of learning experience. Savor the moment. I mean, always look into the possibilities as well. I mean, I know that the pandemic stops us from what keeps us doing normally. But this will actually give us an opportunity to be more creative on what we can actually do in our future as well. So don't lose hope as well. Yeah. And keep learning and improve on our communication skills as well. Because that is the one thing I always keep telling the people is always improve on our communication skills. Yes. Always improve on our confidence level. Bert, we always teach confidence level to our staff. No, always improve on your communication and confidence level. If you have these two, then certainly you can be really good in this industry. Yeah,
two things. I'm piggybacking on what you said. Number one, of course, is communication skills because kahit saang industry ka ilagay, if you have top-notch communication skills, and I'd like to believe Filipinos are known as good communicators. Pero we have to validate that by studying. Hindi lang tayo matatapos sa diction. We are proficient in terms of verbalizing it, in terms of reading, in terms of understanding, di ba? And I also like what you said that there are endless opportunities here in our industry. Kasi kala natin it's just fixated in hotels, in the airlines, or in the cruise lines. Well, these are some of the major facets or major factors. But there are others. Kaya nga nagsulputan ng mga online shops di ba? Kasi tayo talaga, we are known to be resilient. So I
That's
hope
true.
we're
Yeah.
able to breed that. And thank you very much, Mr. Rod, for inspiring us, for telling us things that I think it's very important for us to understand these concepts.
Yeah.
And sana mag-meet na tayo ng face-to-face, ano? Kasi it's been a while.
Yeah, I know. I mean, my trip supposedly for September has been canceled again because the MECQ status there in Manila, so it has been moved again. So we'll certainly inform you once everything goes well.
Please, I will be,
Yeah.
tatanong ko talaga yan sa'yo kasi syempre we have to have discussions like this. But thank you for gracing the show. You are our first guest for MP3 Tourism.
Thanks for having me here, Bert.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Mr. Rod Capilitan of Dusit Davao. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For episode number 1, we learned why tourism is important. At dalawa ang shinare sa atin ng ating the expert, Mr. Rod Capilitan. Number 1, tourism provides various opportunities for growth and learning. Marami tayong pwedeng matutunan mula sa industriya. Ang pakikipagkapwa-tao, ang paggawa ng business, and even communication skills. And then secondly, ang pinaka-importante is that not only does it provide employment opportunities, ito ay nagbibigay din at nagdadrive ng economic growth. Kaya sure ako na tayo ay makakabangon muli sa epekto ng pandemya dahil tourism will be one of the industries that will provide employment opportunities and drive economic growth. Abangan niyo po ulit ang susunod nating kabanata for the MP3 and we will be discussing macro perspective of tourism with the facilitator and we will invite the experts. Thank you and good day.